Hi everyone, it's Kill Shop from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 5, the Big Scary You prediction video. So thanks to all of you guys for being here on a Wednesday night. I know it's been kind of a short week. We did a lot of conversation on Sunday, also on Sunday night with the whole Shiva ordeal. Hopefully everybody's got a chance to sort of regroup, digest all that information, and move on to the brand new episode. And we did have to cancel random things last night. There were some random things going on, so I will make that up to you guys. Probably not this week because just a whole lot of crazy stuff going on, but next week we will start a brand new random things with some surprise topics as well. So thanks to all of you guys for being here. I appreciate the crowd joining. Hopefully you guys knew what a episode was. If you don't, I'm not going to tell you. Thanks everybody. I just happy to be back talking to all of you guys. I got a lot of messages yesterday. People were missing the stream and missing the spoiler and prediction talk. So tonight it's all about predictions, and I will tell you, the image you see up there, I just wanted to see if I could get the whole lettering, the whole advertisement on Eugene's forehead, and I did it. Normally I would have put that a little bit bigger, but I was like, you know, with that mullet, and yeah, we went ahead with that. So I see a few people popping in. What's up? Shani D, good to see you popping here. And see you. El Padre, what's going on? Emmy Desiree Bacon. Julie. Hey, Julie. All right, so it looks like we got the crew in here. We're not going to go through a lot of spoilers. What we like to do on Wednesday is really get into the predictions of what we feel is going to happen, and it's kind of like keep the spoilers in the sealed envelope and let's just go through based on a little bit of the trailer and the teaser and some things that we know that's going to happen. So let me kind of get started. Actually, before we do that, we got several new people in here. If you're new, just type a quick 999 because I just want to recognize you. And while you're putting that 999, I'll have my moderators and everybody say thank you. Just want to make a couple announcements about our channel. So this is kind of what we do. We got an awesome 999 family. We do gaming videos, comic reads, a little bit of everything. Sunday is kind of a big day for gaming, and then we do our spoilers at 8 o'clock, and we do a reaction video after that. Usually on Monday there's a recap. We do random things on Tuesday. Wednesday night is our Wednesday Walker segment, and then over the next couple days you'll get the actual spoilers posted in a video. Just a lot of things going on, so appreciate all of you guys tuning in. If you are new, this is kind of what happens. You guys type in live chat. I'll get on a topic, and these are videos that we build. They're very unique because it's based on a lot of your comments. So you're really a part of this channel. You're really a part of the video. So just want to say what's up. And I do recognize a few new faces. I see Jordan Williams. Thanks for being here. Jack, what's going on? Justin Fortin, I see you as well. Joanna Karpowicz. Kevin Valdez. So AFG Gamer Dogs. Yeah, awesome. Ethan Struder, see you as well. So thank you. Appreciate all of you guys being here. If you like what's going on, hit that like button, subscribe. You'll get notifications. And like I said, I hope that you guys enjoy the experience because the moderators are very involved. The people here are very involved. Sheila Beasley loves the videos. Thank you, Sheila. Appreciate that. We're worldwide. We got people watching from all over the place, and that's really what makes it unique. There's so many different perspectives out there. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Feel free when I get on topic to sort of chime in. A couple of things that really struck me, really, I guess, not odd, but interesting about this video. Keep in mind, Robert Kirkman was on Talking Dead last week, and he did say that this is not happening in real time. So we've seen Rick kind of go back, hit a few of the different areas, and the guns are on their way. So more than likely, this episode is going to start out with where they ended episode number 1, where the walkers were storming the sanctuary, and then Father G and Negan were there because they're going to pick up. So you got to sort of think this is happening 3 weeks ago, and these conversations are like real time. So Rick's group is a little bit ahead of the pace. Maggie and Jesus' group, they're a little bit ahead of the pace. So we're sort of going back in time, and it's important to sort of set that stage. So with that being said, a few things are going to happen. There's a conversation that's going to happen between Eugene and Dwight. I want to talk about that. But there's also going to be some Negan backstory in this. And, you know, in thinking about that, how could we get a Negan backstory sort of portrayed in all of this? Well, I think there's going to be some dialogue between, initially I thought maybe Father G would have the weapon, but it looks like Negan does attack him in the teaser video, so he did kind of go, but he's not going to kill him. Father G is going to find a way to sort of extract some information out of him. I know it's almost like, Negan's got issues. So how do you really get to the bottom of it? Well, I don't think Father Gabe is afraid of him, for one. I think he's kind of made his peace, and I don't see Negan wanting to kill somebody that he deems holy. I still think he does still have some, I'm not going to say there's an ethics to what he does, but in Negan's mind, he's right about what he does. So I don't think he thinks he's pure evil. And because he doesn't think he's pure evil, he's not going to go the route of killing a holy person, if that makes sense. So I'm going to open it up and say, let's get some of your thoughts. And what do you think about the showdown between Father G and Negan? So Hired Help says he likes the idea of it being like a confessional. And I agree with that. I think it's going to be exactly that. Shanny D says Negan still has some sense. Very possible. I can't read that, Hired Help, but exactly. Do we think Negan will drop the F-bomb? I don't think so. But I will in Comic Book Read number 100. Negan's trapped, he's just talking. Yeah, so maybe you think he's just talking to kill some time? Lawful chaotic. That's a Dungeons & Dragons term, Kristen. So it's not going to be, I don't think he's going to be seeking forgiveness, because there's a whole lot more war and there's a whole lot more killing that has to go down. But it doesn't benefit him to kill Father Gabe, because he's still a bargaining chip. It's a good question. I don't know if he's going to get a chance to shoot him. It really depends on whether it's like a bang-bang type of thing. I mean, they're close enough. Negan might be able to take him down really quickly, but that's where I think the conversation, they're trapped. They're going to be in this trailer for a little while. So the longer they're in this trailer, he's got to find something to do. So I think the backstory is where you're really going to see that. And simultaneously, while this backstory is happening, you got these lieutenants that are, well, I mean, Simon is basically going to take on the role of Negan, because Simon's in there with all these lieutenants, and then I know that Gavin chimes in, like all this kind of happened for a reason. So you've got Gavin, who's probably the least confrontational. Simon just wants to get in people's face. Eugene may have a master plan, and Dwight's already on the other side. So what is interesting about this, and you probably saw from the thumbnail, is Eugene and Dwight have a little bit of a conversation. So do you think that Eugene will betray Negan this episode, or do you think Dwight is still going to be going through the feeling out process? Personally, I think Dwight wants to find out sort of where he stands with where Eugene's if there's a trick up his sleeve, if he's planning something, what he knows. I think Dwight might actually confront him about Sasha as well. So I'm going to get a couple thoughts here. Lindsay Luke says, Kills, could Father G make Negan think about what he's done? Is good at making people think. Temporarily, Lindsay, it wouldn't work too well with the storyline right now, because there's still a lot more killing that has to go down. but it might show us just a little bit of humanity in Negan, because you know some people see him as he's doing what is necessary. Some people see him as just an outright beast. And I'm gonna pose that question to the group as well. So Storm says Dwight's looking for someone to be on his side from the inside. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not worried about Dwight. Dwight is definitely Rick's team. We can get rid of all debate and thoughts about that right now. He's not going back. So he's looking for, you know, just to see if there's a weakness out there. Exactly. So he's trying to see where his loyalties are. And I think at one point Eugene said, I'm Negan. But Dwight might see through a little bit of that. Don't look at Dwight as just some thug. I mean, Dwight is definitely, he's had to play stupid for a long time just because of what was going on with Cher. But Dwight's smarter than people give him credit for. So Joanna says she thinks Dwight's going to play double agent for a little while. Yeah, and this is where the heat's going to get turned up. So I almost see like two different things happening. One is it's almost like the confessional, as you talked about, and I think they're going to play it out that way, where Negan is talking about his history, and Father G is going to slowly get to him, but then it's going to be like, okay, revert back. That's one. And number two, the other group, it's going to be like one of those movies, and I do think they'll play it out as such, where there's a group stuck in an elevator. So now you got this room of, was it Regina? I think that was her name. Dwight, Eugene, Simon, and Gavin, all stuck in this elevator type of situation where they got to get to the bottom of it. And there's just going to be a lot of probably finger pointing. Okay, well, where were you? Well, you know, I did this run. Where were you? What were you doing? What were you doing? So, and you know things get heated. Simon did have a showdown. I don't know who the showdown was with, but that scene's going to take place in the hallway where Simon says, that's great. I'm going to have to correct you on that point. So there is some controversy going on at this point. So you can see they're really starting to break down from the inside. So Negan's job at some point is going to be to get all his team back together before they storm the sanctuary. Because this is a massive, massive undertaking, these walkers. That was no small task. Let me take on a couple questions. So Angela McMillan, where do you think Sherry's gone? I'm thinking Oceanside or Whispers. Angela, I think Oceanside is a stretch. I think she's either with the Whispers or she's going to be on a spike. I think she could have been killed. Her, Heath, I mean, they're both options of being killed by the Whispers. I thought instead of Rosita and Ezekiel dying, I thought it could be Heath and Sherry. Just, you know, just a random prediction. Joshua, Father G is not going to die this week. We're good with that. Now, we'll see. We'll see if somebody does kill him going into the mid-season finale. I don't see it happening. I would be shocked. I predicted, well, and I think a couple people were on that might be the real turning point for Dwight, is that Dwight has motivation to fight Negan because of Sherry. You know, I wouldn't say Sherry is alpha. Could I see her being blended into the Whispers to stay alive? Maybe. Because she doesn't know at this point that Dwight's ever going to turn. I mean, keep in mind, when she left, Dwight went there to find her, and she's gone. So she didn't know whether or not he would ever come back around, and he finally did. So Dwight's only motivation at this point, well, he's got two motivations. One is to get back at Negan for everything he's taken away from him, and number two is to find Sherry. So either way, if he finds Sherry alive with the Whispers, that would be a good storyline, right? Kind of a battle or reunion. Or Dwight's kind of on the fence with what he wants to do. He's going to help Rick capture Negan, and they get that done. And then he's probably going to go out on his own and do this hunt for Sherry, and they find her head on a stake. Now Dwight would have some new motivation to really, really be Team Rick, because now it's all about helping Rick in the Whisperer War. And that would be, first of all, Dwight would be a strong person to have on your team. But also, I think that would fit well with the storyline. There's also going to be some subplots to that. Let me give you another example of what could happen with Dwight. I know we want to talk about this week's episode. But sometimes things in Walking Dead happen very coincidentally. Like Morgan walking along, and he's going to turn around and maybe shoot Jared, and walkers roll down the hill. So Darrel has came out and said, I'm going to kill some bitch, right? About Dwight. And Darrel does not like Dwight, even though they're kind of helping each other out. Well, Tara wanted to kill Dwight as well. So what if there's a scene about to go down between Darrel and Dwight, and then they notice the head on the stake? I mean, that could change things. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways I could see Dwight written into a long-term role and really becoming a badass. So let me take on a couple more comments here. I want to read some of your thoughts. Mr. Lay said, I'm still mad at Dwight when he robbed Darrel. Don't be mad at Dwight. When will we see Morgan again? You know, that's a great question, Tobin. Well, it would probably be most likely. Well, think about it. There's a couple different Morgan scenarios that we could predict. Morgan said, I can't be a part of this. And he said, I can't be a part of this. And just kind of strolled out, right? Morgan could, A, go out on his own, try to kill a few saviors, probably be successful. And if he does that, he's probably going to die. People that go out solo like that typically die. Or Morgan could be the one to actually find the Whispers and find the heads on the stakes and report that back to Rick later on, like, we got a bigger problem. So I could definitely see, because Morgan's going to be strolling through the woods. I mean, Morgan may stumble onto something that other people may not find. All good points. Very good points. Yeah, or that. That would be cool too, Sheila. I wouldn't mind Morgan like sneaking up to Hilltop and taking out Jared. Heavy metal guy. Oh, man. Angus says, when we see the scavengers, I think you'll likely see them this week. I think this is going to be the week that's going to have a couple storylines. So, one, we're going to see and I've not confirmed this yet, so don't quote me on this. Obviously, we're going to see how it plays out with the lieutenants, with Negan. Also, we're going to see, I think we'll see a little bit of an update with Hilltop, but I think we got to get into the Michonne Rosita storyline where they're going after the scavengers. They're not sitting back forever, so I think they're going to hit the road, and we'll see who they're negotiating with. mean, it doesn't appear to be Simon and Eugene. I know some people are predicting that, but they're trapped. Yeah, Lindsay, Luke, and I went back and forth on this for a long time because I'm convinced at some point she's going to like Dwight. I know a lot of people still have some animosity, but I like to use her as an example because, you know, people that don't like Dwight, it's hard to convince. And I think the writers understand that, and there's some major things they'll have to do to start to gradually chip away at that. And, you know, I think putting him in that situation where you know he's helping and he's trying to get back at Negan and sympathizing with him, and then all of a sudden everything he's fighting for is gone, I definitely think would be kind of tragic and would kind of people would open up to him a little bit more. But it's going to take a lot. Yeah, Rial, I agree with that. So we're gonna be here for a little bit. I'm gonna ask all of you, got 150 or so people jumping in and out. If you guys could do me a favor, I'm going to call on a couple more people, and I'll get to a couple more of my plots and my storylines and prediction we're going to do. If we can get everybody in here to slap that like button, let's get this thing over 100 likes. ASAP, 999 Army will hype this thing up. And also, when we do, in about 10-15 minutes, when the video ends, it will go live shortly after that, so people get to watch the playback. If you're included in this video and you know, we ask a question or a comment, or I didn't read your comment, once the video goes live, if you could actually leave a comment on the video as well, because people aren't going to see all these thousands of comments that are made while we're doing this. They're not going to know everything we talk about until we listen to it, and it'd be nice if you'd leave some of your comments on there as well. So a little bit of that going on. While we're doing that, I'm going to, because I'm pretty sure you guys can get this over 100 likes really quick, I'm going to go ahead and call on a couple more people and see what their comments are. Jimmy Dodger says, Carl and Gabe will both die to end all-out war. Still, I'm sorry, it wasn't Jimmy, it was Jammy. Jammy, I'm still on the fence with that. I don't think either are going to die. I think Father G is going to be spared, and I think Carl is going to leave. I really do. I think Carl's going to go out on his own and just take a little break from the show. You know, earlier on, I thought it could be Tara that went out with Sadiq, but when they introduced Carl to Sadiq, I really think that, let me put it this way, I would not be surprised if Carl was actually the person that was stabbed, but I don't know that we're going to find his body. The more I've been thinking about this is because you know, there's an element of truth in a lot of the spoilers that are out there in the spoiler sites. So as you guys know, the big prediction, and we've talked about it, is that Carl would die in the mid-season finale. But we know we got Red Eye Rick there. He's crying. He's talking about, but he keeps saying what Sadiq said. So to me, it seems more likely that Carl does get attacked, and I think Sadiq's going to help him. Carl helped Sadiq. He gave him food. So what if Carl gets attacked, gets stabbed, and Sadiq takes him and tends to him? Let's ask it again. We'll ask the group here. Mid-season finale. Carl dies. Carl gets injured and leaves. Let's see. I mean, we got enough people here to really get a good feel of what the crowd thinks. Don't think with your heart here. I know there's Carl fans out there that are just going to say, no, 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 I don't want him to die. It's not what you want to happen. It's what you think the storyline is going to be. And sometimes it's really hard to separate that. I know when we were talking 5 months ago about Shiva dying early on, there were people who said, no, Shiva's going to be around forever. She's going to be in all-out war. And it just didn't make sense. So, and we'll start out. Julie says Carl leaves. Zane Thomas saying Carl dies. Emmy thinks Carl dies. Brielle says Carl lives. Ethan says I sub to you. Thank you, Ethan. Appreciate that. Sheila says injured and leaves. I'm right there with you. Wayne says Carl leaves. Dwayne says Carl isn't going anywhere. Jeff Kerrigan says Carl leaves. The GOAT, Carl dies. So we're about 50-50 on this. Rosie says Carl leaves. Diane says Carl leaves. And, you know, I know a lot of the longtime 999 Army are saying that Carl leaves, and I don't want to be just the person that planted that seed, because we talk about it. And, you know, when you talk about things enough and you have a microphone in front of you, sometimes you can be the influence. So I don't necessarily want to be the influence. It's just a prediction. I don't have anything confirmed. But I would say I think that I wouldn't be surprised if Carl is the one that is stabbed. That is him screaming. But I just do not see, I do not see his body there and Rick not just going completely lunatic mode. And it just had to be important. You know, when Rick says that my mercy will prevail over my wrath, it has to be something tied to Sadiq. Steph Richardson say, he's abducted by whom? Who's going to attack him? Nemo says, Michonne dies. Kenny Miller says he leaves too big of a character to lose, and he takes over and Rick dies. Yes, if you're strictly going on comics, but at this point, I don't think that's a reason to keep him alive. I just think that the story, I mean, I just got a feeling the story's going that direction. They could kill some big characters. There's so many other people that can get more airtime. So it would not surprise me at all if 3 or 4 main characters left the show. Jesus could take on a bigger role. We're still not seeing a whole lot of Maggie. Maggie could get more airtime. I could see Rosita dying. I could see Tara dying. I could see a Michonne or a Carl dying. I mean, it's not that I can't see the show without Carl. I mean, there's a lot of actors on set. But I do think it would be hard to write the story a certain way without, and not because Carl would leave a hole there, because I just think Rick would kill everybody. There is zero chance in my mind, and I will write a letter and call Robert Kirkman myself. If Negan or somebody in Negan's group kills Carl, if Rick lets any of them live, I wouldn't understand it. There's nothing more important in this entire show than than Carl. To Rick. No, I don't hate Carl at all. I mean, Carl's not my favorite character, but to me, I mean, I'm as indifferent about Carl as I am about Darrel. Darrel's not my favorite character either, but I like Darrel. You know, all right, I'm going to call. I'm going to call on a couple, and I say this jokingly, a couple of you hypocrites. Stephanie Hines. Who else said Carol cannot die? E. Beach. All right, and I'm doing this very playfully. That's why I'm calling you guys out. Because some people are saying Carol can't die, and it wasn't necessarily you two. But let me tell you, when Carol was holed up at the kingdom, and she was in that little house, there were people calling for Carol to leave the show. And now that Carol's badass Carol again, now you can't kill Carol. This is what I'm saying. The show toys with your emotions. And they can do that intentionally. But there were some people that were so tired. You know what? Same thing with Morgan. When Morgan was telling Rick, you know, we can't kill, people were calling for Morgan. Get out of here, Morgan. Father G. When Father G got to Alexandria and he was betraying them, people wanted him out. I'm just saying, hey, I'm just letting you know. Like Shanny said, everyone is vulnerable. You know who the most vulnerable are? We are. because the show plays with our emotion. And Carol is a beast when she's in beast mode. What if Eugene is the person that comes up with a master plan and changes this war? Then a lot of the people that were calling for Eugene, the traitor, are going to be Team Eugene again. So, oh boy. So it gets back to the point. Could Carol die? Yeah, but do I want her to die? No, I like her now. She's taking care of business. Okay, let's get back to we're all over. Like, we're predicting the whole season. This is great. So let's get back to the big scary you. I don't have confirmation what that means, but every week we try to predict where's the title going to come from. And we got it last week, didn't we? I mean, we didn't have the exact script, but we were talking about I'm just some guy. And I asked you guys, I said, would it be the Jeffrey Dahmer guy that says it, or would it be Ezekiel? And probably about 80% of the people said it's going to be Ezekiel saying, look, I'm not a king, I'm just some guy. And that's the way it panned out. So the big scary you sounds like, that sounds like a line that Eugene would say. I don't know how he's going to work it in. Or is it Negan's backstory? Does U stand for university? We know that Negan was a high school gym teacher. So will his backstory be not a high school, but a professor at a university? The big scary you. You know what? I'm going with that. I'm going to say it's not Eugene talking at all, because it's not spelled Y-O-U. It's just a U, right? Let's see. Well, I mean, you know, like Miami's called the U, right? The big scary U. Okay, I got some people liking that. Cool. I'm glad I impressed a few people. It could be. It could be something that. Zach, if you're going to call someone a dummy, at least don't spell it with a B. Just saying. I mean, if you're going to insult somebody, at least insult someone with the proper spelling. And stop being rude to people on live streams. That's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. You have no idea how not cool that shit is, but you're about to find out when one of the moderators blocks you. Look, I don't think it's going to be... It is relevant to the story, or they wouldn't put it in there. So let me tell you why the Negan story is relevant to those of you saying that you don't care about the backstory. I don't think it's not like it's a whole hour-long backstory. It's going to be relevant because I think it's going to start to show the rationale and the vulnerability. Can you guys block that idiot? That IDIOT? Thank you. No, don't time him out. Just get him. Tommy, just get him out of here. Such a distraction. So, all right, let me get back to the point now that we got Gummy Bear gone. So, the reason Negan's backstory is relevant is because when you're sitting down with a psychiatrist or with a priest or whatever, and I think this is what a lot of this episode is going to be about, you need to know what the person is made of, right? You need to know their what constitutes their history. That's why I think the story is important to a degree. It's not like we need to dwell on it and like we care, but let's say it's the big scary you. If that's what we're talking about, if we're talking about what he went through with his wife, how he became who he is. I mean, he didn't just show up, so it's relevant because if he is what he is now, it either forces you to understand him, it forces you to sympathize with him, to empathize with him, or to hate him a little bit more. One of those options. So right now, all we know is, well, he did this because of this, or he did this. Why did he create the Saviors? What are they about? What are they doing? This will give you, I think, a little bit of that, that direction. And then it'll also help in case they decide to let him live later on. And what if Father G knows all this information and he is one of the people actually speaking up to give him another chance? That's why you need the backstory. Because more than likely, they're going to keep him alive. And if they keep him alive, they better start to manipulate us as viewers a little bit. Because I'm telling you what, there's zero chance right now that I want him alive. Zero. You can give me all the argument in the world and say, well, he killed people because Rick killed some of his men. Let me tell you something. He was doing this long before. He was taking things from people. He was abusing people. They tried to kill Gregory. Okay, let them kill Gregory. But they never had good intentions. So those people want to say that Rick brought all this on himself. Rick acted because of the things that he had heard and the things that were validated. That's where we feel about Negan. So if we want to understand these leaders who are power hungry and beating people down with bats that we may need to keep alive at some point, then the backstory is relevant. So, and I do think they'll change the backstory a little bit. Instead of him being a high school gym teacher, I think he's going to work at a university. That's my prediction. Anyway, just want to throw that out there. You don't have to agree with it. I mean, it's just something that all these things, and I'm still saying that even if I feel sorry for him, I don't know that I want him alive, and I want him as a partner, and I want him helping with the Whisperer War. But I didn't like Dwight in the beginning, and I sort of got to understand Dwight, and then I like Dwight now. Not saying that I can like Negan in a year, but if you give me a reasonable backstory and tell me a little bit more of the facts of why he is what he is, I still don't know. It's hard. It's just hard after Glenn and Abraham. There's going to have to be a lot more evil out there, so much more evil than Negan for me to ever feel like Rick could give him another chance. It's just the way Rick said it to Morales. I mean, did you see the fire in Rick's eyes? That is the light that is driving him right now when he said, he killed Glenn. He beat him with a bat in front of his pregnant wife. Oh, man. If there was one part of that whole episode, when he said that moved me right there. And you can still see that this is what this is all about. How does he not kill Negan? It wasn't Abraham that made me hate Negan beyond belief. It was Glenn. It was the unnecessary. He knew he was going to kill someone else, which is why he kept putting that bat in Rosita's face. He was going to provoke one other person to get that second person. That is what's driving right now. So you know what? His mercy might prevail over his wrath. But to me, if they don't do something drastic, it's bad writing. Because I can't get over it. I can't even go back and watch that episode. I could watch the whole episode, but if I get to the scene with Glenn, I can't even watch it. So, and Abraham, and you guys know that have watched me for a long time, Abraham was by far my favorite character. But I was okay with it. You know, he put the peace sign up and he was ready to go. And it's like, all right, got to take somebody, take me. I'm the biggest and the toughest. Glenn was unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Good stuff. Good stuff, everybody. All right, we've got about 2 more minutes, and I'm going to just take a couple questions, and let's see what you guys got. And when people are posting the pictures of Glenn, I'm telling you, everything about that scene with Glenn just totally freaked me out. I couldn't, you know, when he's trying to talk, and I got to be honest, I'm doing comic book reads. You guys know, real quick. Because we have 999 gaming, 999 spoilers, 999 comics. I'm on issue 97. And I know what happens. And I've told you guys I'm going to read issue number 100, the introduction of Negan, and I'm going to do the filtered version on 999 gaming, and on 999 comics I'm going to do the unedited version. So it is going to be completely unfiltered, all of that stuff. I am dreading reading that, issue number 100, more than I've ever dreaded anything, because I'm going to try to go through that, but I don't even like, I know it's a freaking TV show. I was about to, almost dropped an F-bomb there. I know it's a TV show, but there's just some parts of that TV show that you just can't go back to. And when I do the comic read, it's going to bring me right back there all over again. So, yeah. All right. All right, that's my 2 cents with that. So if you guys wonder why it's taken me a while to get from 97 to 100, that's why. But you will see it very soon, and I'll just kind of move on. All right, let's get 2 or 3 more comments, and then I'll do some shout-outs. We'll wind this thing down. Once again, if you guys are new, appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for everything you guys do to build this channel. We do this a few times a week, so if you guys are subscribed, you will get the notification. Would love to have you involved. Would love to hear your insight, your thoughts, your comments. I can't call on everybody in 30 to 45 minutes, but I'll try to catch you guys up on the next stream, the next episode. Beach is like, be strong, Kills. You can. I'll do it. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'll do it, and I'll get through issue number 100. But, yeah, thanks for everything that you guys do. Once again, if you guys, we still got another 40, 50 people in here. If you guys could slap the like button, would absolutely love that. And let's take a couple more comments, and then we'll get some shout-outs, wind this thing down. And, oh, one more thing. I forgot to tell you guys. We also have a Facebook fan page. It's called Walking Dead 999 Army. You guys can jump on there, too. Just a lot of good chat back and forth. And also, if you guys need to send me a message from time to time, you can follow me on, not follow me, I guess, whatever, friend me. What do you do on Kick? Kick me? Kick me on Kick at KILZHOT. And, if you have just a question or a spoiler or something along those lines, then, drop me a line. And I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, Harley Quinn. Appreciate you being here. All right. Angela McMillan says, do you think Sadiq will take Carl away from Alex? I do. Angela, you might have missed that a little bit earlier, but I'll kind of recap that. No worries there. I think Carl is either going to get attacked, and I do think he'll be stabbed. I don't think, I know, I don't think, the spoilers were not real spoilers. The images were not real. The video is not real. But I do think the concept of Carl being stabbed and being attacked, absolutely. I think that happens, and I do think that Sadiq will take him away. I think Sadiq will be keeping an eye on him. In the same way that Carl has helped him by giving him food, I think Sadiq will come to Carl's rescue. Mark Gonzalez says, Kills, do you think Carol leaves the ocean side with Ezekiel? I'm going to say no. I don't think either go there. I think Ezekiel's going to find a way back. I think he's going to find a way to find motivation in his team. We mentioned that in a stream, I think Sunday. I think his people are going to have like some kind of vigil or some type of gathering, and they're going to rebuild his confidence. I think it's going to take that in order to realize the bigger picture, that you got to move on. Tobin says, do you think Darrel or Morgan will get Ezekiel's comic death? I don't think either will. I think, Tobin, I think Heath and Sherry will get it. I think Heath. I mean, they're going to bring Heath back at some point. Rose says, don't you think Jesus needs to take a hike? Yeah. It looks really, really wacky with us right now, but there's got to be a master plan to it. I'm just waiting to see it. That, maybe he's going to... It could be... I think the guy that surrendered to Jesus, I think that was Jesus' boyfriend. I really do. And he's trying to help them out. They just keep showing that guy. That guy, if he's not Jesus' former boyfriend, he's gonna be one that is gonna help them out. Because they show Jared, and Jared is kind of like the one everybody hates. But then they show him. I don't know his name, but when they rolled up the door and he was the first one to surrender, told everybody to put their weapon down. And he's also the one when they were tied up. He tripped the guy to keep another group from running away. He's gonna be a bigger piece of the show. And yes, and we all agree with that. Some of the people are redeemable. Well, Rose, here's the thing I'd say to that, and then we're going to wind it down because I could get on this topic all day. A lot of these people were captured and taken prisoner, and they had no choice but to work for the Saviors, or their families would be dead, or they would be killed. So you can't kill. I agree with Jesus. You can't let them go, and you can't execute them. So right now they're just kind of, I guess, pun intended, Jesus has them all in purgatory. Yeah. Sorry. It's the only analogy I could think of. What can you do with them? They're going to be held until they can figure out whether they're going to be good or they're going to be bad. All right, everybody. With that bad, corny joke, I am going to wind the stream down. Philomena says, will Jerry recover from Ezekiel being broken? Absolutely. Jerry will actually be one of the things that gives strength back to Ezekiel. If you guys are new to the channel, at the end of these broadcasts, what I do is you guys type a quick 999 in there. I am going to give as many shout-outs as I can to people that I missed in the video, didn't get to your question. You're free to leave, or you can stick around for the closing credits, which is me giving you a shout-out. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. Check us out on Facebook. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Come back for more. Bring your comments. Bring your theories. Bring your predictions. Spoilers, whatever. We do a little bit of everything. So type a quick 999 in chat, and we will gradually wind this video down. So thank you so much. Angela, I appreciate that. Angela said, this is my favorite Walking Dead channel. Well, I appreciate everything. I'm not reading all that, but thank you. Because I'm going to blush if I read that. So thank you so much. Appreciate the kind words. And guess what? You guys are my favorite subscribers. So iRock6, thanks for being here. ACC, Madam Trebor, Sarah Drumhiller, Philomena Raven. Who else we got? Stephanie Hines, Alyssa Ramos, Julie Despain, Pat Sanzone, Michael Diaz. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of your names, but just know that I'm talking to you. Patrice, thanks for being here. Missy Ann, thanks for being here as well. If you guys are new, got to subscribe so you can come back again. Said, Nemo's World of Randomness. Kelly Field, Jeff Kerrigan. Who else we got in the house? All my moderators are awesome. Emmy Desiree Bacon, Steph Cuervo Queen, Tommy Sweetass Enforcer McCandless, Kel Says Smile, Dark Angel, Dwayne Reviews, Rial, Morris Can, Tobin McLeod, Hassan Shabazz, thanks for being here. Lindsay Luke, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Kenny Miller. Aaron Moore. Michelle Wolf. Halo. What's up, Halo? Jamie Dodger. What's going on? Angela McMillan. Thank you so much. Again, thank you. E. Beach. Mark Gonzalez. What's going on, man? Good to see you again. Appreciate you being here. Shanny D. Thank you as always. Jordan Williams. Appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of the Army, buddy. Sheila Beasley. Appreciate you being here as well. Nicholas, what's going on? Hey, thanks. Appreciate you guys popping in. Hey, if it's only, if you can't make the whole thing, pop in 10 or 15 minutes. We appreciate you guys being here at any time. Amon Sweeney, thanks for being here. Bob Mixkey. Hey, appreciate that. Mr. Lay. And once again, I'm telling you, I'm going to butcher some of these names. but just give me a little bit of love. Be patient with me. I'll learn eventually. Send me a message and tell me the right way. Like Kelly Golong's in here. That was the hardest name of any subscriber I ever had to learn to pronounce, but once I got it, I kind of got it. Dean Stevenson, thanks for being here. Zane Thomas, what's up, man? Julie King, thank you, Julie. I should have some spoilers up for you guys tomorrow, too. So stay tuned for that. I won't do it live, but we will talk spoilers on Sunday. But we'll post a video on this channel, and then I'll sort of just take some clip art just to try to make it as visual as possible since the actual spoiler pics aren't out there. But the script does tend to float around a little bit. All right. Give a couple more people a few more seconds just so I can get a couple more shout-outs. Anybody I missed, just kind of throw a quick 999 up there, and I'll try to recap. I know some people, the typical delay on these videos, just so you guys know, is about 17 seconds for me to say it to you guys to hear it. I think we've timed that a couple times. Some people are a little worse latency and they don't get it for 45 seconds or so, so we'll hang out just a little bit longer. JB Smart, what's up? Have a good night, everybody. All right, couple more. I know Diane Estes. There you go, Diane. I always miss you. I think it just gets kind of buried in there, but I have to go back and recap. And Carol Weaver, if you're watching, just want to say what's up to you. Hopefully everything is going well, even if you're watching the playback. Gene Atkins, what's up, Gene? I almost missed you. Joanna Karpowicz, thanks for being here. Mercedes Velasquez, I tried. Velasquez, there you go. I put a Quez in there. My Spanish is as bad as my English. Sorry. Mark, there's a couple things. I don't go through it in a lot of videos. If you're on a phone, you might not see it, but down in the bottom, there's two things. There's one with emojis, so you can type little faces and stuff. There's another thing that has a $sign. So, and here's the rules for this. Anytime people make a donation, you can make a dollar to whatever, hundreds of dollars. We usually, if it's a live stream, it's going to highlight it and it's going to block it. Now, some Android device and some phones, you can't do that. I know you can from a computer for the most part, and this happens on a pretty regular basis while I'm pointing it out, so you'll see it. It kind of says Super Chat, and if anybody does that, leave a comment because I want the whole group to sort of talk about that a little bit. And also, there's a second way, Mark. I have a Patreon site if you're interested in that, and I will tell you, you will, if you do something on Patreon, you'll help some little kittens. Just know that. All right, let's see. Let's see if there's, I know there's a couple more people I might have missed. And also, like I said, I don't go through it a lot in videos, but if you guys are on the 909 Army page, there's a link to it as well. Veronica Nicole, thanks for being here. Hey, hopefully it's there's good topics and entertainment. If you guys are interested in other things besides The Walking Dead, I do gaming videos as well. And one of my favorite, I had to cancel it last night, is Random Things. I love doing that because we just get off-the-wall topics. We get some Walking Dead stuff, but there's a lot of music stuff that goes in there, so we'll do band comparisons, one-hit wonders. We'll talk about holidays, weird news. It's just real random topics for about 45 minutes to an hour. So if you guys want to hang out, that's usually on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock as well. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. I'm going to roll out of here. If I miss you in a shout-out when this video goes live, just leave a request in the comments, and I'll catch up to you. Thanks. Peace.